other people here who I know wanted to say some things, so I want to end by reading 2 statements that have been sent to students from other students overseas who have been watching what's been going on and have expressed their solidarity with what's been going on. Just to emphasize that what's happening here is part of a much larger movement, not only in New York, with CUNY, SUNY, with NYU, Columbia, and other schools, but is an international student movement going on right now, particularly since next week is a global week of action for reclaiming student education internationally. So these are 2 letters that were sent from international student groups to students of the New School. First one is a statement of solidarity from the Commission International de la CAE in Barcelona. Dear students of the New School, I'm writing from the Barcelona student movement against the implementation of the Bologna process, representing the International Commission of the CAE, Student Assembly Coordinator for the Assemblies of 4 public universities of Barcelona, to demonstrate our solidarity with you following the brutal repression of your building occupation. The sheer quantity of police and police vehicles, not to mention the methods of intimidation, has shocked and disgusted us. However, we must bear in mind that an action of this scale, surreal and out of proportion in contrast to the peacefully protesting students inside the building, shows the institution's true face. They are alarmed by the nature of our demands, by our organization, by the connections we are making, and the knowledge we are sharing. They repress us with their base brutality, the last cries of a dying beast. We fight back with powerful creativity of our movements. They will always be on the defense because we are the people and we are mobilizing against their failing system. As you may know, we recently suffered our own eviction of the 4-month-long occupation of the historic building of the University of Barcelona, UB, the largest and oldest university in the city. The riot police with their helmets, truncheons, body armor, and guns entered the building at 5:30 a.m. on the 18th of March 2009 when 53 of us were sleeping inside our pajamas.
Chris, you can't hear you. Nice.
That looks like a terrorist apparatus to me.
Is that better? Alright, keep going. So they were in their pajamas. It was sneaky. No media cameras were inside. And there was violence denied, of course, against which we were taking legal action. However, we saw no tear gas, no pepper spray, and hopefully our international correspondents will prepare us for repressions on a greater scale such as those you are experiencing now. We urge you to continue organizing and mobilizing yourselves. They aspire to intimidate us, to drive us back with fear, but we are fighting for too much to be stopped by something so basic. Finally, we'd like to add that we are taking inspiration from your movement, while despite the dangers, you persevere and don't retreat into ignorance and comfort. Don't stop fighting. Yours in solidarity, Commission International de la CAE. And the second one, and then I'll give it up to someone else to express your voice. This is the solidarity message from La Sapienza University in Rome, Italy. We, members of the Italian student movement, who have been continuously mobilized since last August against the cycles of university reform, against an unstable job market, and for a new student welfare, have passionately followed your actions at the New School on April 10th. We have been following your struggle for the resignation of President Kerry, guilty in our eyes of creating a corporate university administration who blatantly disregards the interests of the students and faculty, the core of the university. With the careful attention we pay to protest movements in other countries, we bear witness to the police repression and brutality that the university administration unleashed on its students. As we are all part of the worldwide struggle we want to express our solidarity with your movement and all arrestees. A few days beforehand, during the New School occupation in New York, performed a stand-up against Bob Kerry's lack of financial and political transparency. The students of New York clashed with the violent police reaction, which mobilized the campus and removed the occupiers by force. More than 20 students are put under arrest and now are laden with judicial charges, which in our eyes are heavy-handed. The grotesquely disproportionate police reaction reveals to us how governments all over the world, just as in our Italy, are incapable of containing the birth of a new movement, a new form of protest, with their vain attempts to control the social consequences of a new economic crisis as it intensifies. The sole responsibility they are capable of, increasingly futile attempts to reduce, which is by their consequences outside the confines of measurement and control. Their brutality does not frighten us.
Drop the charges! 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 Drop the charges!
In the sole purpose of repression.
Drop the charges! Drop the charges!
We necessarily recognize the excessive measures were adopted in the sole purpose of repression of so-called legitimate power is incapable of relating to that which breaks out of the confines of free market societies. Today in La Spienza, we'd like to express our solidarity with the students of the New School. Your struggle, as with ours, will continue and is immeasurable. If there's other individuals, other students who would like to share their stories, who would like to speak out, now is the time to come up and address the crowd. If there's faculty here, if there's other members of the academic community who want to come address the situation in the New School, now is your time.
Yeah!
All right, we got drafted. I'm just going to reiterate a few things that I said at yesterday's press conference. Your name? My name's Pat Corte. I'm a student at Lang here at the New School. I'm just going to reiterate a few things I said yesterday. The first regarding, police brutality, namely that the administration has absolutely no right to bring that violence down upon the students that they did last weekend. Let's be very clear. It's not so much the police who are to blame as it is the administration for calling in the police and for using them.
From New York to Greece! Fuck the police! 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 From New York to Greece!